My name's Cornett, and coming up on 30 years in this industry. I started in the early '90s, up from Southern Indiana. This was just an industry. It was an available job in the early '90s. So residential roofing was it was an easy entry business, and it was I wanted the hardest construction job that paid the most. That's what I was looking for back then. So roofing's tough. It's a tough labor market, and it's physically challenging work. And so one of the things that has intrigued me over the last 15 or so years is finding a way to develop and implement permanent roofing on residential homes that were not designed for permanent roofing. People think permanent, they think more slate and tile. That house has to be engineered in a way that it holds up to 800 pounds a square, which is a 10 by 10 area. These products weigh 100 pounds a square and can be retrofitted on any residential home. And so I love the idea of taking this one high wear component that people will sometimes change 3 or 4 times in their life and making it a one time home improvement. That's a great question. I think that we've refused to conform to industry standards. I was told in the '90s you had to align yourself with a specific manufacturer, and I was told you had to install one, get faster, and get cheaper. And my experience is that's not what clients are interested in. They want something built for them. They want to choose something. They don't want to be told it's brown, blue, or gray. They want to choose, and they want to customize their home. So I think that we listen to folks, and I think that that's given us a huge edge. We also were not afraid to dig in and really solve a problem, and so we've been able to solve some very complex problems over the years. But we still find that over half of the initial interviews that we have with clients, they think that a metal roof is going to look like a pole barn. So I think it's just a misconception. When you get into heavy areas like southern Indiana or Pennsylvania, where pole barn roofing is huge, and they've started to implement that on residential, people believe that's all you can get, and they have no idea that these roofs can be made to look like classic European roofs. So it's changed over the decades. We have what we are is we sort of deal with everything complex in roofing. Typically, we get calls from clients that have struggled with projects. They're looking for something long term. They've struggled with regular products, regular replacements or repairs, and they're looking for something technical to be solved. That's typically how we get called into situations. The primary value is, and I've said it a million times, is this the way you would want your home treated? Would you want to see this when you come home? Is this an experience that you would be comfortable with? And we try to translate that through all of our project superintendents and all of our crew members. It's a big investment for clients, so we just want to make sure that we drive it home. Treat everyone as you would want to be treated. So I can hardly believe it's been almost 30 years. I think that we are still in the early stages of smart construction practices. And I have seen a quality movement regardless of the economy. We see clients interested in their home as their primary investment. And so they're thinking, once they settle into the neighborhood or the area that they're in, we see them thinking much more about that. So as we integrate solar, as we integrate other, I'll just call them modern construction techniques, I think that takes a much larger foothold, and I think you will start to see disposable or temporary roofing products start to become secondary choices instead of primary. Oh, they're fantastic. I mean, they're amazing. I mean, these are, first of all, I didn't know. This is uncomfortable, right? Video is uncomfortable. And so I didn't know what to expect. And so what I found is that a lot of assumptions that I made 20 years ago are proving out, not just with residential homeowners, but those that are responsible for places of worship. You know, the idea that I always had was this is an investment, this is stewardship. We're investing in this building so that we don't hand a problem to the next person. And I'm finding that to be true. So it's amazing to hear, you know, we work in the process, right? So we don't always get to see it. But then to stand back months or years later and to hear clients' response to the experience, it's very gratifying.